Have you ever walked from your living room into your kitchen and felt like you just entered a completely different house? And you can't quite explain why? Because here's the strange part. Nothing in either room is wrong on its own. The sofa looks good. The cabinets look good. The colors are trendy. The decor is intentional. And yet, when you move through your home, something feels off, slightly disjointed, like each space was designed in isolation instead of as part of a whole. And if that feeling sounds familiar, you are very far from alone. In fact, recent housing and renovation trend data shows that more Americans than ever are updating rooms individually rather than redesigning their homes holistically. Kitchen remodel this year, bathroom refresh next year, new living room furniture after that. Each decision makes sense in the moment. Each room improves on its own. But over time, something subtle begins to break. The house stops feeling like a single environment and starts feeling like a collection of separate decisions. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. That disconnected feeling is not about style. It is not about budget. And it is definitely not about whether your home looks good. It is about something much more structural, something your brain is constantly tracking in the background without telling you directly. Your brain is trying to build a story of your space. And right now, for a lot of people, that story doesn't quite make sense. Think about this for a second. When you walk into a really well-designed home, the kind that immediately feels calm, intentional, and somehow expensive, what are you actually reacting to? Is it the furniture, the colors, the lighting? Or is it something harder to name? Because if you pay close attention, what stands out is not any single element. It is the way everything relates to everything else. The way one room quietly prepares you for the next. The way nothing feels abrupt or disconnected. The way your brain doesn't have to reset every time you cross a doorway. And here's the question that should start to shift how you see your own home. What if the problem isn't any individual room, but the transitions between them? Because transitions are where most homes fail. You might have a cool-toned gray living room that looks clean and modern. Then you step into a warm-toned beige kitchen that feels cozy and traditional. Individually, both spaces work, but together they create friction, not dramatic, not obvious, but enough that your brain registers it as a break in continuity. And that friction adds up, room by room, decision by decision. Until one day, your home feels like it lacks flow, and you can't point to a single reason why. Now, here is where it gets really interesting. Designers have a term for what your home is missing, but it is rarely explained in a way that people can actually use. It's called a whole home color story. And before you assume that means everything should be the same color, that's not what this is about at all. In fact, homes that try to make everything match usually end up feeling flat and lifeless. So what does a color story actually mean? And why does it matter more than almost anything else in your home? A whole home color story is not about repetition. It is about relationship. It is the idea that every color in your home should feel like it belongs to the same conversation, even if the rooms look completely different. And here's a simple way to understand it. Imagine your home as a playlist instead of a set of rooms. Each room is a song. The songs don't have to sound identical. But if one track is classical piano, the next is heavy metal, and the next is country, the experience feels chaotic unless there is some kind of thread connecting them. That thread is what most homes are missing. Now, let me ask you something that might completely change how you look at your space. If you had to describe your home's color palette in one sentence, could you? Not your living room, not your bedroom, your entire home. Most people can't, and that is the root of the problem. Because if there is no overarching palette guiding your decisions, every new purchase, every rug, every piece of furniture, every paint choice is being made in isolation. And even if each decision is good, the overall result becomes fragmented. This is exactly how people end up with a home where nothing is technically wrong, but nothing feels fully right. And here is where recent behavior trends make this even more common. Over the past decade, platforms like Pinterest and Instagram have trained people to think in terms of individual rooms rather than whole homes. You save a beautiful kitchen. You save a cozy bedroom. You save a minimalist living room. But those images were never meant to exist together. They were designed as standalone visuals, so when you try to combine them in real life, the disconnect is almost inevitable. You are not designing a home, you are assembling a collage, and your brain knows the difference. Now, here is the part that most design advice gets completely wrong. When people feel this disconnect, their instinct is to fix it by adding more. New decor, new furniture, new colors. But what if the real solution is not adding anything at all? What if the problem is not what is missing, but what is inconsistent? Because once you start looking at your home through this lens, a different pattern begins to emerge. Maybe your living room has black metal accents, but your kitchen uses brushed nickel. Maybe your bedroom has warm wood tones, but your dining area leans cool and gray. Maybe your walls shift from crisp white to creamy beige to soft gray, with no clear relationship between them. Individually, none of these choices are mistakes, but together they create a kind of visual noise. And here is the key insight most people never realize. Your brain is constantly trying to simplify your environment. It is looking for patterns, repetition, and predictability. When those elements are missing, even slightly, the space feels more mentally demanding to process. Not consciously, but physiologically. Which is why some homes feel restful and others feel subtly exhausting, even when they look beautiful. So now the question becomes, how do you actually fix this? And more importantly, how do you fix it without starting over or spending thousands of dollars? Because the answer is not what most people expect. It is not about redesigning every room. It is about identifying a few key elements that can quietly connect everything together. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly what those elements are, and why one of them, in particular, has a much bigger impact than people realize. Before we get into the fixes, let me ask you one more question that most people never think to ask. When you walk through your home, where does your eye go first? And where does it get confused? Because that moment of confusion is the exact place where cohesion breaks down. Now here is the shift that changes everything. You do not need to redesign your home. You need to create continuity. And continuity comes from three specific levers that professional designers use almost instinctively: color relationships, repeated elements, and material consistency. Let's start with the first one because it is the foundation for everything else. And it is also the one people misunderstand the most. Your home needs a limited palette that repeats in different ways across rooms. Not identical colors, related colors. Think in terms of families, not exact matches. If your base is warm neutrals, creamy whites, soft beiges, warm woods, then every room should speak that same language, even if the accent colors change. If your base is cool, crisp whites, charcoals, cooler grays, then everything should lean in that direction. And here's the part that most people miss. The walls matter more than anything else. Why? Because walls are the one element you see from almost every angle in every transition all the time. They are the background that everything else sits on. So when your wall colors shift dramatically from room to room, your brain has to recalibrate every time you cross a threshold. It is like changing lighting conditions every few steps. Subtle but exhausting. This is why many well-designed homes use just 2 to 4 closely related paint colors throughout the entire space. Not because designers lack creativity, but because they understand that consistency creates calm. Now here's a question that might surprise you. What if the fastest way to make your home feel cohesive is not buying anything new, but simply repainting 2 or 3 walls so they relate to each other? That single change can do more for flow than replacing thousands of dollars of furniture. Now let's move to the second lever, and this is where things start to feel almost like a trick once you see it. Repetition. Your brain loves repetition. It uses it as proof that something belongs. This is why in high-end homes, you will often see the same material, shape, or finish appear in multiple rooms, even if the rooms serve completely different functions. Maybe it is black metal. Maybe it is a specific wood tone. Maybe it is a curved shape that shows up in lighting, furniture, and decor. Individually, you might not notice it, but collectively it creates a thread that ties everything together. And here is the practical version of that idea. Pick 3 elements in your home and repeat them everywhere. Not everywhere, literally, but enough that your brain starts to recognize the pattern. For example, if you have black accents in your living room, carry that into your kitchen hardware, your lighting fixtures, maybe even small decor pieces in your bedroom. If you have a specific wood tone, make sure it shows up in more than one room. If your furniture leans towards soft, rounded edges, avoid introducing sharp, angular pieces that break the language. And here's the key insight. Repetition does not make your home boring. It makes it coherent. The variety comes from how those elements are used, not from constantly introducing new ones. Now let me ask you something that might completely reframe how you see your space again. If you took a photo of each room in your home and removed the walls, just isolated the objects, would they look like they belong to the same house? Or would they look like they came from completely different places? That answer tells you everything. Now, the third lever is the one that almost nobody pays attention to. But once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Material consistency. This is where homes quietly fall apart. Because materials carry temperature, texture, and weight. Warm wood feels different from cool stone. Matte black feels different from polished chrome. Soft linen feels different from glossy leather. And when these materials are mixed without intention, the space starts to feel visually unstable. Again, not obviously wrong, just slightly off. So here's the practical fix. Limit your material palette the same way you limit your color palette. If your home leans warm, stay warm. If it leans cool, stay cool. If you choose brushed finishes, avoid mixing in too many high-gloss surfaces. If your textures are soft and organic, be careful introducing overly sleek or industrial elements unless you repeat them elsewhere. And here's where it gets interesting. You do not need to eliminate contrast. You need to control it. Because contrast, when used intentionally, is what makes a space feel designed rather than accidental. But uncontrolled contrast is what creates that disconnected feeling. Now at this point, you might be thinking, this sounds simple, but my home already exists. I cannot go back and redesign everything. And that is exactly why the next idea matters so much. You fix cohesion not by starting over, but by editing. Look at your home not as something to add to, but as something to refine. Ask yourself room by room, what is breaking the pattern? Not what is missing, what is inconsistent. It might be a single chair that introduces a completely different tone. It might be a light fixture that does not match anything else. It might be a rug that pulls the palette in a new direction. And here is the hard truth that most people avoid. Sometimes the fastest way to improve your space is not buying something new, but removing something that does not belong. Because one inconsistent element can break the entire flow. Now here is the part that changes how you experience your home on a daily basis. When your space is cohesive, your brain stops working so hard to process it. You feel calmer without knowing why. You move through rooms without that subtle sense of reset. Your home starts to feel like a single environment rather than a sequence of separate spaces. And that feeling, that quiet sense of everything fitting together, is what people are actually reacting to when they say a home feels put together. Not the furniture, not the decor, the coherence. So the next time you walk through your home, do something different. Do not look at each room individually. Stand in one space and look into the next, then the next. Pay attention to the transitions. Where does it feel smooth? Where does it feel abrupt? Because those small moments between rooms are where the entire experience of your home is being decided. And once you see that, you cannot unsee it. Your home is not a collection of rooms. It is a sequence of experiences. And the goal is not to make each room perfect. It is to make the journey between them feel effortless. If you start there, just that one shift in perspective, you will begin to see exactly what needs to change, and more importantly, what does not. Because the best homes are not the ones with the most stuff. They are the ones where everything feels like it belongs. Dear viewer, if you found value in this video, like it and share it with friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell icon so that you will be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you for watching until the end. We will see you in our next video. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed.